For those of you that watch or have been involved in sports, you know a lot of injuries are generally associated with them. We wanted to test if being in a team sport increases your chances of injury.
I was in 6th grade. I was playing indoor soccer and I fell.
I was involved in cross country all throughout high school. I did a little bit in middle school as well. I had a lot of friends who had a lot of injuries.
In order to test our theory, we collected data randomly from 30 people on the oval at The Ohio State University. Each survey allowed each participant to state their gender, race or ethnicity, income range, hometown, political standing, and age, in addition to our individual survey questions.
Our survey questions include, are you or have you ever been involved in a team sport? And the respondents could reply either yes or no. The follow-up question asked, how many times have you been involved in an injury? And they could respond, never, 1 to 2 times, or 3 or more. Limitations include respondents may not express accurate or biased information. Respondents choose whether to answer questions as they may have felt uncomfortable or it went against what they felt or believed. Questions could have been interpreted differently, causing them to answer it differently. Not a large variety of age groups due to the location of surveys taken, and women are found to be less likely to be in sports due to injuries.
2/3 of the people surveyed have been involved in a team sport at some point in their life. In the United States, around 30 million children and teens have participated in an organized sport of some sort. Over 3.5 million injuries occur each year as a result of sport involvement.
We also found that of those who completed the survey and identified themselves as low incomes were less likely to be involved in a team sport. 60% of the low-income participants have never been involved in a team sport, and 60% have never had an injury.
According to a study on disability and risk of school-related injuries, around 30% of childhood injuries are due to sports-related injuries. Majority of the people who participate in a sport realize the risk involved and continue to willingly partake in the sport.
The whole atmosphere of sports in general kind of pushes your body farther than you normally take it.
Studies have shown that most people involved in sports have a competitive nature that compels them to increase chances of injury by pushing themselves to the max. The social perception is seen higher in men than women, as men have shown to have higher injury rates than women. 71% of the men who participated in the survey have had an injury, while only 61% of women who participated have been injured at some point in their life.
The majority of people that answered our survey have been injured more than 3 times, with 82% of them having been involved in a team sport at some point in their life. 43% of the people who have never played a team sport also have never been injured.
77% of the participants in the survey have been involved in a team sport, and 66% of the participants have had an injury of some sort. This leads us to believe there is a correlation between involvement of a team sport and experiencing an injury in one's life.
Therefore, we conclude that our hypothesis is supported by the data that was collected by 30 random individuals. The majority of people involved in a team sport have experienced an injury in their life. On the contrary, those who have not been involved experience less injuries than those who have. Being involved in a team sport causes individuals to have a higher risk of injury than those who have not.